I say we should tear down the statue of George Floyd and replace it with a Charlie Kirk. That's what we should do.
You're joking.
I just had a great idea. Let's all get together and demand all the statues of George Floyd be removed and replaced with Charlie Kirk statues. I mean, Charlie Kirk is somebody worth looking up to compared to George Floyd, that had no respect for the law, a threat to society, and the list goes on and on. God bless America. And
Someone just said we should remove George Floyd's statue and put up Charlie Kirk's statue. Yes.
Oh yeah guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all doing good. You know, in recent years the United States has seen a reckoning with its past, from the monuments of Confederate generals being taken down to new statues being raised in honor of figures whose deaths sparked global movements. But now a new controversy is stirring. So guys, let's get into this video. I'll be coming back with more commentaries.
Wow, what a novel idea. Replace the statue of the constant reminder to white folks that look like you that when we told y'all the fucking police were violent to us, more violent to us than they were to you, you didn't believe us. And oh look, there's a man that got a knee in the back of his neck by a cop and he's dead. Oh wow, is he black? Yeah. Let's replace that with a fucking podcaster's fucking statue. Let's put some of his famous quotes on said statue. You know, my personal favorite is when I see a black pilot, when I get on a plane and I see a black pilot, I'm wondering, I sure hope he's qualified. Ooh, here's one. Hey, because we got to make sure if we gonna put these statues up, we shouldn't get that sanitized Kirk. I hate that motherfucker. No, give me that raw, uncut, dope Kirk. You know, the one that said that Sheila Jackson Lee, Ketanji Brown Jackson, Michelle Obama, Joy Ann Reid are basically saying that they don't have the same brain capacity as white women to understand things. Yeah, we got to put that one up there, don't we? Don't we? Let's put his last words up there. Are we counting gang violence or not? But you know what? We shouldn't have to get rid of those George Floyd statues. No. Because George Floyd is still a reminder to people like you that when we tell y'all the fucking police are more violent to us than they are to you, you have to believe us. No, what we should do is put George Floyd statues everywhere that we have Confederate statues. Hey, you know what we can do with Stone Mountain? We can sandblast it, right? And then put a picture of Derek Chauvin, knee on the neck of George Floyd until he died. Yeah, I think that would get my point. I think that would get our point. In fact, no, you know what? We don't even leave it with just George Floyd. We take all of those Confederate statues, take them down, and put up statues of people who have been unalived by the police throughout history. You know, the police, we kept fucking telling y'all this, and y'all didn't want to believe us? Oh my goodness. The Sandra Bland statue, the Breonna Taylor statue, the Tatiana Jefferson statue, the Tamir Rice statue, the Elijah McClain statue, the Eric Gardner statue, the Michael Brown statue, the Freddie Gray statue. I can't wait. Since we're replacing shit, let's replace it with people that have actually died because white folks didn't believe us when we told them over-militarized police forces come into black and brown communities and treat us like we're the fucking criminals. Because I don't want you to forget. No, I don't want you to forget. But you want to replace all of those George Floyd statues, which once again is a reminder to white people that when we told y'all the fucking police were treating us 10 times worse than they treated your dumb ass, you didn't believe us. And oh look, here's some proof. Yeah, I think we should have at least one George Floyd statue in every fucking city and town throughout America. That way when we tell y'all asses something, you shut the fuck up and listen. You want to replace George Floyd with a fucking podcaster. Not even the biggest podcaster. That's Midas Touch. Not even the most salient podcaster. That would be Jesse Dollamore. Not even the funniest podcaster. That would be anything done by Puzzle in a Thunderstorm LLC. But you want us to replace statues with a fucking mediocre white man podcaster. Only if we can put his actual quotes on the motherfuckers. Because if we can't, then fuck we got to have the statues up there for. Oh sure, I know he's you Christian conservatives' favorite boy. But he was a racist, misogynistic bitch. You know, had y'all just left this alone, had y'all just simply mourned and kept it moving, Charlie Kirk would not be getting the vitriol that he is. If y'all had just left the shit alone instead of trying to shove the shit down everybody's goddamn throat about how great he is, even though we have proof that he wasn't that fucking great to begin with, I wouldn't even be making this video. No, you want a statue. You want a statue. Okay. We'll give you a statue as long as we can put actually what he said on them. It's kind of like I know one day y'all gonna want a Donald Trump statue. And trust me when I tell you, that shit's gonna look like the Stanley Cup with all the fucked up shit he said. Be careful what you wish for. You might actually get it. You won't like it though. You just won't. Because if you put up Charlie Kirk, we take down the Confederacy. And then how will you motherfuckers learn about those traitorous bitches that only lasted for 4 fucking years? Soap, hot water, and a rag. Not a fresh bar of soap on your ass, just a rag. Take the hint.
How do I say this without pissing people off? Fuck it. Y'all remember these statues? George Floyd statues. They called him a hero. I don't see the hero in this man. In fact, they made multiple statues of this dude. And you know, I was thinking, if they're gonna make statues of this dude, how come they won't make statues of this dude? Even though he was a hero, they labeled him a criminal, just like Floyd, right? No matter how you look at it, Floyd was a criminal. But they called him a hero through and through. Here we have an actual hero, Kyle, and they called him a criminal. In fact, everyone made fun of this man, even though he was right. All he did was defend himself. I think they should give him a statue, if not 2. What? That's not an unreasonable request. Kyle saved a lot of people that night, whether you believe it or not.
As we continue watching, guys, these white folks are calling for the removal of George Floyd's statue, and they are suggesting it be replaced with a statue of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk. I hope you heard that right. What do you think, guys? They are calling for George Floyd's statue to be removed and replaced with conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, but the black community had plenty to say in response, and they didn't hold back. So guys, in this video we are diving into the heated debate, the deeper cultural implications, and the powerful comeback that left many stunned. So guys, let's continue watching. I'll be coming back with more commentaries. In case of any thoughts, kindly feel free to let me know in the comment section.
I say we should tear down the statue of George Floyd and replace it with a Charlie Kirk. That's what we should do.
Martin Luther Teat, Thomas the Villain Bishop, hardest they accomplished on the battlefield was being a dental assistant. His only sole income now is teaching the worst and most violent types of brutality and criminality that they are victims in the United States due to the white man's laws protecting humanity and society from being victimized by the criminality that he justifies. So, since you got a baby whooper and a DV person, and I stood a voice for a 3-month-old baby and a DV survivor of his hands to look like victims, well, he also took great people and also made them look like victims thanks to the white man's laws. Thank God we have the white man's laws, otherwise you wouldn't have been such a hard day accomplished dental assistant who promotes racism videos. If you're done listening to this guy and you're not oppressed, come to me.
Razook, You overripen rotted cantaloupe. Rizuk Katora, ladies and gentlemen. He of 50,000 TikTok accounts. He of not reading the motherfucking room and putting a fucking shirt on. He who calls himself daddy. He who has been openly telling people that he talks to other people's children and probably has a terabyte or 6 worth of shit that would get him sent so far into the Supermax that they would plaster him into the wall. This is what you got. Rizuk, I want you to listen to me. I know that's going to be hard with the hair growing out of your ears, but try, please. On the account you tagged, there's an account warning. Meaning I've been kicked out of the Creator Fund for so long, I don't even have the bitch's email address. So how in the name of everything that is holy could I possibly be making money off of this? How? No, Rizuk. Unlike you, I don't have to DoorDash or Uber or Lyft. I don't have to blow sailors at the piers in North Bergen, New Jersey. And I don't have to walk around harassing people for pocket change at the fucking Staten Island ferry. I don't make money off of this, Rizuk. I do it for the love of the game. I do it to educate ignorant people such as yourself. What you don't like is that A, I'm not a child, B, I'm not a woman, and C, I'm not some fucking wilting flower that will go, please stop fucking with me. Fuck you. This is the love of the game, and I'm better at it than you are. It's number one. Number two, Rizuk, you went and searched for me. You went and tried to find anything. A police record, a criminal history on me. And the best that you got out of it was a dated picture of my house, which you put out on the internet, and I basically told you that you're gonna get a crash dummy sent to a fucking Elvis concert today. And you found out that I used to be a dental tech in the Army. You rotted potato. Rizuk, I want you to know 3 things. 1, I had a military career that spanned almost 23 years. Number 2, in all of your searching, did you happen to notice there were 2 different branches of the military? Did you? And number 3, what in the flying French fried fuck makes you think that I retired as a dental tech? Did you see my Navy career in there? No, you didn't. Did you see that I came back onto the Army Reserves? No, you didn't. Did you see that I came back on the Army Reserves not as a dental tech? No, you didn't. Did you see my active duty career? No, you didn't. Did you see that after 12 years? 12? I retired. No, you didn't. And you know why, Rizuk? Because you were trying to find anything to throw at me. And what you discovered is what every fucking person that has ever tried to find anything else about me found out. I'm the motherfucker you can't fuck with, and you can't hold shit over the top of my head. Unlike you, who got busted in a prostitution sting. What's the matter, bro? You mean you couldn't put a personality on that hairy ass? Daddy's got a belly, he packs like a Kelly. You couldn't do that? Prostitution ring? You got busted in a prostitution sting. You did. Not me, you did. That ain't on my record. You're not like me. What's the matter? You thought you were going to find some shit about messing with kids? Oh, you mean like you, who admitted freely in front of a camera that you like to message other people's children? Didn't find it, did you? Damn, curses spoiled again. Razook, I really truly want you to understand something, okay? You have 50,000 accounts on TikTok. I have 2. One of which is literally devoted to the show that I host every Monday through Friday morning. You can say I bought my followers, and I can show you I didn't. This is organic. And again, Razook, what you and people like you, and that's that Daniel Bowling, Mr. thing over there, it's all of you. What you all have failed to understand is this. I'm the motherfucker you can't fuck with. Do I have flaws? Of course I do. But none of them have ever went to a criminal court or a court-martial. Nothing. In fact, I'll do you one better, since I know you're thinking, well, we got to dig deeper. No, there's nothing on my record, Razook. Nothing. I have tried to live a very law-abiding, happy life. See, when you do that, you're not afraid if people go and try to look for you. You're not afraid at all. Meanwhile, your shit is out in the open. You've been exposed so goddamn much, I'm surprised that your skin hasn't peeled off for as many times your ass has been out here buck ass. You put my family, you put my home on one of your little videos, Razook. Bad idea. Because I got family right around where you live. They know exactly how to get to you and where you live. What was it that Nick Fury told Loki when he got him in that cage in the first Avengers movie? Ant, boot. I am better than you. I don't have criminal charges like you do. I did something you are incapable of and could never do in your adult life, and that is serve my country honorably. In other words, Razook, I'm everything you are not, and that's why you're jealous. While you DoorDash and Uber and Lyft and blow sailors on the shores of North Bergen, New Jersey, and stay on the side of the Penn Station begging for change, I don't have to. This is a losing battle, little man. You're still going to be an ant, and I'm still going to be a boot. But if you keep pushing, I will squish you. Not a threat.
I say we should tear down the statue of George Floyd and replace it with a Charlie Kirk. That's what we should do.
You're joking, right? There's no way you're serious. There's no way. Where is it at? There's actually there's a statue of George Floyd. What is he doing in the statue? Resisting arrest? What's his iconic... We made a what did he... We have a statue of George Floyd somewhere in the world. And people are probably proud of that. Charlie Kirk, Ronald McDonald. There's so many people that'd be better to have a statue. I wouldn't even got to be Charlie Kirk. I mean, my goodness.
This year on October 14th, we need to remember a man who brought attention to some of the most pressing issues in our country: the dangers of an increased police state, violations of due process, and violence against marginalized communities. October 14th is George Floyd's birthday, and while we normally memorialize Floyd on May 25th, the day he was tortured and killed, this year, let's memorialize him for his life and give back to our communities in positive ways that can help bring light to our world. You can start out by doing some general volunteer work like donating blood or volunteering at a homeless shelter or food bank, or you can do more Floyd-specific volunteering. If you're religious, you can offer to distribute Bibles or set up baptisms. You can offer to mentor kids in your neighborhood or volunteer with programs that help people recovering from substance abuse issues. Don't forget about delivering meals to seniors, and you can donate $20 specifically to the Floyd Family Center for Social Justice. And then, of course, at 9 p.m., we can have a period of silence for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, which was the updated time for.
So guys, we have come to the conclusion of this video, and you know, when this idea started gaining attention online, the black community and many others had a few things to say, and what came next, they definitely didn't expect that comeback. So guys, the suggestion to replace George Floyd's statue with one of Charlie Kirk began circulating on social media, pushed by a handful conservative commentators and online users. Their argument that George Floyd, a man whose death at the hands of police sparked international protest, should not be honored with a statue. Instead, they argued that someone like Charlie Kirk, a conservative political activist and founder of Turning Point USA, deserves to be recognized for his contributions to American political discourse. Guys, let's be clear, this is not just about statues, it's about who gets remembered and why. So why is this deeply problematic? For many in the black community, the call to replace Floyd's statue isn't just one tone deaf, it's an erasure. George Floyd didn't become a symbol because of a perfect past. He became a symbol because his death exposed a system of violence, racial injustice, and lack of accountability. To suggest replacing that symbol with someone like Charlie Kirk, a man who has openly dismissed systemic racism and amplified divisive rhetoric, sends a clear message, and that message that black pain is disposable, that protest is irrelevant, that voices demanding change can be silenced and replaced. But the response, let's just say, the clapback was loud, clear, and unapologetic. From TikTok to Twitter to community town halls, black voices and allies weren't having it. And there's one person who posted while I was perusing through the social media pages that George Floyd didn't ask to be a martyr. He became a movement. You can't replace that with a podcast host. And another person wrote that statues aren't just about who lived perfectly. They are about who changed the world, and George Floyd did it even in his death. And others pointed out the irony. Why are some folks more offended by a statue of a murdered man than by statues of Confederate traitors? The comeback wasn't just emotional, it was factual, it was historical, and brutally honest. This wasn't just a defense of George Floyd, it was a defense of every voice that's ever been told to sit down, shut up, and be quiet in the face of injustice. Yeah, so this controversy is not just about Floyd or Kirk, it's about memory. It's about who gets to shape the narrative of American history. And more importantly, it's about who gets erased from it. Statues aren't neutral, they are statements. They tell us who we value. They show us who we are willing to elevate and who we are still trying to forget. The conversation about monuments isn't over, and it won't be until this country reckons with the full weight of its past and listens to the voices who have been silenced for far too long. George Floyd's statue stands not because he was a hero in life, but because his death forced the world to look in the mirror. Replacing it with a partisan political figure, that's not healing, that's rewriting history. And as the powerful comeback from black communities remind us, they will not be erased, they will not be silenced, and they will not let you forget. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Of course, all credit belongs to the original creators of the video. This video is meant for educational purposes, informative purposes, and commentary purposes. What do you think, guys? What do you think monuments should represent in today's America? So guys, if you found this video insightful, drop a comment. Kindly don't forget to like, give this video a thumbs up, share it for it to get to a wider audience, subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next update. And as always, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep pushing for truth. Thank you so much. Be blessed and have a nice time. Peace be with you. Until the next one, guys.